So you're thinking about moving to Jacksonville, Florida. In this video, I'm going to take you into my computer. We're going to do open up Google Maps, and we're going to just tour the area. I'll give you distances from different locations, show you where the airport is, show you what some of the traffic patterns are, where the shops, the restaurants, the great neighborhoods are. You know, Jacksonville is a big area, and we want to make sure that you understand that and understand the different parts. So that way, when you do make your move and you're coming into town, we can focus more on the house itself than the area that you want to be in. We'll give you enough information for you to be able to rule in or rule out certain areas. If this is your first time to the Jacksonville area and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Jacksonville, Florida, then hit subscribe below, touch the bell for notifications. So that way you know exactly what's going on here in the market, and you'll be the first one to know anything that's going on here in the market in Jacksonville. Hi, my name's Chris Snow with the Florida Coastal Team, and my team and I, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from folks just like you that are looking for help making the move to the Jacksonville, Florida area, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking at making a move in the next few hours or in the next few months, we're here to help out and make that move to Jacksonville as easy as possible. So as we said at the beginning, we're going to show you a map tour of Jacksonville, Florida, and we're going to jump into it right now. All right, so I pulled up in Google Maps, I pulled up the Jacksonville area, and first thing that you notice, and let me pull up my little pointer here, outline this for you. So all of this is Jacksonville considered. Whoops, get down here. All of this is considered the Jacksonville, Florida area, okay? One thing that you're going to notice right off the bat is Jacksonville is a huge land area. It is actually the #1 area in the country for land size. It actually is 875 square miles, so it makes it the largest city in the United States from a land area perspective. Now, as far as the population is concerned, we have just over 1.3 million people. That's 1.3 people. That's a great looking 3 there. 1.3 million people that live in the greater metro area. So that's the area of Jacksonville and just a little bit of the surrounding areas. Okay. And what right now, what we actually have is over 2,000 people a month that are moving to Jacksonville. So it is a highly desirable destination for people that are moving from California and Illinois and New York, New Jersey, you know, Washington State. We have folks that are moving all over the country to Jacksonville. And as we go through some of this stuff, you'll see exactly why they're doing that. So let me clear this off, and we'll get into some of the things that I think that you're going to find helpful in this video. The first one is that we are a military town. We absolutely love our military folks. They're an integral part of our community. And there are 2 major naval bases that are here. The first one we have is right over in this area, and that's at Naval Base Mayport, and then Naval Station Mayport. The second one is Naval Air Station Jacksonville, NAS Jax. So as you can see, they're on 2 opposite sides of town, but you know, depending on where you're at, you can be centrally located between the 2. And again, those are the 2 military bases. Airport, let me go ahead and exit out of this, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And the airport in Jacksonville is just beyond the outer beltway. Okay, so here is the outer beltway. This is downtown Jacksonville, and just north of downtown, we'll zoom in a little bit more. Here's the airport right here. Pretty convenient, pretty much anywhere you're at in and around the Jacksonville area. It's a very convenient ride. You're not having to get into too much traffic. But as you see, you've got the Beltway running completely around the city. That's I-295. Makes it super simple to get in and out of the airport itself. Okay. And what I wanted to do is just take you real quick to our downtown area. And so from the airport to downtown, it's only about 15 minutes, 17 minutes. So you're not that far of a drive from downtown Jacksonville to get up to the airport. So if you're working downtown and you need to commute up to the airport real quick, not a whole lot of time it's going to take you to get there. All right. Now, one of the things that folks ask us on a regular basis is, what are the traffic patterns? Where are the traffic holdups? And I did another video, the pros and cons of living in Jacksonville, Florida. You can see that up here. One of the things that we talk about is that at certain times of the day, there is going to be traffic. And, spending time in Atlanta and Orlando and some other big metro areas, our traffic is not that bad. It's actually very, very very mild when it comes to other larger cities. But if you do get a crash, if you, depending on where that crash is located, you will find a backup. But just your normal daily commute, you're going to sit in traffic maybe 15, 20, 25 minutes, depending on where you're coming from. So the major areas that seem to have the most traffic are coming from the beaches. Okay, let me get my drawing tool back out. Coming from the beaches, coming out this way on Beach Boulevard, this way, the 202 is what they call Butler Boulevard, and a little bit on Atlantic Boulevard, all as you're going into downtown. Now, some of the folks that are down here coming from the beaches, they may be coming over into the Southside area. There's a lot of industry, a lot of corporate headquarters and office parks that are there. So Southside is one area that people are commuting to, and the rest of the folks are going to be commuting into the downtown area where a lot of the other businesses are located. The other major traffic area that we have is going to be down here on the South Beltway. This is going to be just in the Orange Park area, which is a bedroom community of Jacksonville. But right here, crossing this bridge, this is the Buckman Bridge. This is where we tend to have the most backup at any time during the day, especially if there's an accident that's on the bridge or just after the bridge. It does back things up. And a lot of times what they'll do is look for you to take alternate routes around the city to avoid the beltway itself. The other area that you're going to get some traffic is right here on 17, coming from a little bit further south, Fleming Island, up to NAS Jacks, and then all down 21, which is in the Orange Park area, all coming up to 295. So these are the major areas that you're going to find traffic on a routine basis. One other place that you'll find some traffic is coming up State Road 13 and coming up from Mandarin, and that's going to be up in this area. You'll find some congestion right in there. So those are our traffic patterns. Not too bad. If you get out to your commute and just plan for 15, 20 minutes, turn on your radio before you head out and listen and make sure that the Buckman's not closed. If it's not closed, you'll have a pretty a little bit of a backup, but not too crazy of a commute in the mornings. All right, so the next thing I want to do, let me clear this out of there, is just to break it down, because again, we are a very big geographic area, and we want to make sure that you've got a feel for how the city is set up, what might be located there, and just to help you identify what areas might be of most interest if you want to be in the Jacksonville city zone, or considered the Jacksonville city. The first is our north side. So right here is downtown, and a lot of this is going to be directional from downtown. So the north side, some of the things that people love about the north side, one, the airport's there. So if you need to be very, very close to the airport, lots of new construction just north on the north side of Jacksonville, north of downtown. You'll find lots of new construction up there. The other thing that you're going to find is that Amazon has a headquarters up there. I believe it's a delivery center. And then you also have Mercedes has a plant, and a big operations center is there as well. The other thing you'll see right there is the Jacksonville Zoo and Garden. So great place to go hang out. They do annual passes. A lot of schools and homeschooling, they do the annual passes, and they love having educators come up there and make it day events and stuff like that at the zoo. So a lot of fun there. So as we start to look around town itself, and as we go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work our way west around the city. So this is considered the west side of Jacksonville, right over here. And it's lovingly said that the best side is the west side. But over in this, what you're going to find is the Cecil Commerce Park as you go a little bit further out here on Normandy Boulevard. So that's going to be out in this area. And the great thing about that Cecil Commerce Park is that it's a big swim and equestrian center. So they hold a lot of big swim events, swim meets, and a lot of equestrian events that are out in that area. And so now as we make our way a little bit further from west to east, we're going to come back into this area. And we're going to get into the historic areas of Jacksonville. And that's going to be this area right here. So as we're right over in this area, they call it the Riverside, Avondale, and Ortega. These three areas all make up the historic area. And some of the great places that you're going to find along the way over in there, one, obviously, you've got just the nice historic homes, some pretty cool feel. It's probably one of the most walkable areas and communities of Jacksonville because you've got all your stores and locations and stuff like that. We're all within walking distance. So we love that about the historic areas. One of my favorite places to go is the Shops at Avondale, which is right along in this area. One of my favorite places right here is a little place called Biscotti. So if you like desserts, they got great cakes, great bakery. And then right across the street, there's a little place called the Brick Restaurant. Great location there for great lunch, dinner, great atmosphere, open air most of the year. Here in Florida, there's only a couple of months of the year that you want to be indoors, and that's during the summer when it's really, really hot. But for the most part, all of this has outdoor dining and seating and stuff like that. So that's our historic area. The Five Points area is another cool place, very artsy. So if you're into the art scene, that's a great place to come hang out. They've got some cool coffee shops and stuff like that. So as we make our way from downtown, all right, so our downtown area is here. Okay, now we're going to make our way a little bit. Actually, let's spend a little time downtown. Downtown has some nice high rises, more condo living. There are some single family homes in and around the area. Kind of an area that folks like to spend time in is up in Springfield. Some different housing opportunities, but again, more historic, a little bit older. No formal neighborhoods there, just homes that have been there for 30, 40, 50, 80 years. So a lot older areas there. But downtown has some really cool places. It's where all of our sports take place. And if you look right here, as I zoom in, one of the things you're going to see is the TIAA Bank Field. That is where the Jacksonville Jaguars play. And then attached to that is Daly's Place. Now, Daly's is an open air amphitheater. It's a really cool place to go. All kinds of different shows are going on. We have different singers that came in. My daughter and I, a few years back, Darius Rucker came in. And so we spent the night. It was a Sunday night. We came in and it was just an awesome experience. And it was during the summer. So it was late August, but because it was early evening, there was a good breeze that was coming through there. And because it's open air and shaded, it was a ton of fun. And then right beside TIAA Bank Field, we actually have our Jumbo Shrimp, the one-to-one financial ballpark. And that's the home of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. And as you go a little bit further, let me zoom in a little bit more. As you come right across there, we have our Veterans Memorial Arena as well. So again, lots of singers and lots of different acts come through the Jacksonville area. And the bigger the concert, they'll put them at the Veterans Memorial so they can have more seating that's there. And so that's downtown. Lots of cool restaurants as well down there. Some of the ones that folks like to go to. You've got the Calford Chop House. You've got Ruth's Chris, Morton Steakhouse, Intuition Ale Works. So lots of cool venues, great upscale dining that you'll find downtown, and just beautiful views. Because one thing you'll notice is that downtown, all the riverfront is right. All the storefronts and restaurants, a lot of them are right on the river, so you get some amazing views. Especially sunset, get some great sunset views right over the St. Johns River. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit more. And now we're going to come up to the Fort Caroline, Arlington area. So that's this area up in here. And some of the things that people like to do, we've got the Timucuan Preserve, and then we also have the Fort Caroline National Park is up in this way. You also have Jacksonville University. So if you're attending school over there, there's some great housing opportunities. Or if you just want to be in and around and working at the university, so there's some great housing here in the Arlington and Fort Caroline area. All right, and let's just take a little bit further east, and we're going to go to the Beaches West. Okay, so this is what we call the Beaches. And right here along the Intercoastal Waterway, We have what we call Beaches West, or some people call it like the Pablo area, Intracoastal West. But one of the big things that is a draw for this area is the Mayo Clinic. We have some great hospitals throughout the Jacksonville area, and none more prominent than the Mayo Clinic. And so we have a lot of people that live and work or that work at the Mayo Clinic, and they want to live very conveniently to there. So all this area up in here is considered that Intracoastal West area. You do have opportunities to have waterway living. So if you want to have a boat in your backyard, lots of opportunities for that. So that's the Intracoastal West, or Beaches West area. The next one that you're going to see is the beaches. And we'll do a separate video on the beaches, but Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach, Jacksonville Beach, this all makes up the beaches area. But the big thing up here is Mayport. That's where our naval naval station Mayport is located, is in what we would consider the beaches area. All right, the next area we're going to focus on is Southside Bay Meadows. And this is where you've got a lot of corporate headquarters, lots of, I say corporate headquarters, big corporate headquarters, maybe not the main corporate headquarters, but you have a lot of corporate headquarters right in this Bay Meadows Southside area, this Deerwood Park. One of the main ones that you'll find there is Johnson & Johnson has their Vistacon brand, is located right here out of Deerwood. The other big employer right in that area is Blue Cross Blue Shield. They've got a couple of huge campuses right in that area. One of the things you'll notice as well is that a big draw for this Southside Bay Meadows area is where our major shopping for all of Jacksonville is. It's called the St. John's Town Center. And it's a big shop. So you've got all your major retailers are there, some amazing restaurants that are there as well. Some of the retailers that are there, you've got Macy's, you've got Neiman Marcus, Restoration Hardware. There's actually a Lululemon store. And the only reason why I know Lululemon is that my youngest, came up to me and said, "Hey, Dad, can we go to the town center? I want to go to Lululemon." And I'm like, "What's Lululemon? I've never heard of that. What's a Lululemon?" She's like, "Dad, it's a clothing store." So we went, and it was fun. It was amazing. Lots of high-end retailers there, if that's what you like to do from a shopping standpoint. You'll also notice that we've got Costco that's right there. Now, one thing I failed to mention at the very beginning is that pretty much anywhere that you're going to be in Jacksonville, even though we are a huge land city, is that there are pretty much a Publix or a Winn-Dixie, mainly Publix's, but there's going to be grocery shopping almost on every corner. So you're not going to have to go too far for that. But right here in the South Side, plenty of Publix's that are right there, but also you've got the big Costco that's there as well. And so we've got the South Side area again, South Side over in here, and then the Bay Meadows area right in here. And as we go a little bit further south, or a little bit further east, we're going to get into the San Marco area, which is right here just south of downtown. And inside of San Marco, you've got some amazing shops in San Marco. And so right here in San Marco, a great location, lots of restaurants, lots of shops right along the main area here. Two of my favorite restaurants of all time started here in San Marco. They were all, both of these were individual locations. Now they've started a franchise, but the first one was M Shack. So if you like burgers, you like fries, M Shack's right in San Marco, in the heart of San Marco. You also have Metro Diner. One of my favorite things at Metro Diner, they've got this croissant French toast, which is absolutely amazing. So go take a look at that when you get a chance. So that is the San Marco area. And as you go a little bit further, you come along here, there's an area called San Jose. And in San Jose, one of the bigger drawing points with that is where the Bowles School is. And the Bowles School is one of the, it's a nationally renowned college preparatory school. And it's located right there in San Jose. And as you get a little bit further south, you get into Mandarin. And now Mandarin's a sleepy little bedroom community. Not a lot of businesses are located there, but great shops, great restaurants, lots of parks. Okay, so lots of parks throughout there. And one thing that Jacksonville as a whole is known for is its park system. And we'll touch base on that in a little bit, but inside of Mandarin, all kinds of parks. And that's really, those are the main areas of Jacksonville that people are moving in and around. And so one of the things, as you look at the big map here, obviously we noted at the beginning that's a big land area, but the other thing that you see is that there are waterways everywhere. Waterways all throughout Jacksonville. And so you've got the St. Johns River here that flows right through the middle of downtown Jacksonville, goes out to the ocean here. Now, the interesting thing about the St. Johns River, it's one of the rivers in the world that actually flows north. Most rivers flows north to south. This one actually flows south to north, so it's flowing north. The next thing you'll see is the Intracoastal Waterway. All right. So the Intracoastal Waterway runs right here, goes all the way down to South Florida. And then the other one, this big old blue parking lot over here, that's actually the ocean, right? So that's the Atlantic Ocean, lots of waves, lots of surfing and opportunities for folks that don't want to venture over to the Gulf side of Florida where it's more flat. There's no waves. You've got the ocean that provides you a break and gives you an opportunity to watch some sunrises and do some surfing. So that is our waterways. Now, the interesting thing is that because of all the waterways that are there, lots of people like to have boats in their backyard. So plenty of housing along all of those waterways gives you those opportunities. But for the folks that want to park their boat at a marina, plenty of marinas around town. And for those folks that say, hey, you know what, I like boating, I just don't want to own one and maintain one, there's actually a couple of different boating clubs where you can actually just rent boats. You pay a membership fee, you take out whatever boat you want, you get it for a time period, you bring it back in, they gas it up, they clean it, and away you go. So it's a really cool thing to do. Okay, so that's our map of Jacksonville. Hopefully that gives you a sense of what's in the Jacksonville area. And I was going to take the last couple minutes here and just talk to you about the surrounding areas, the up and coming areas that we'll be doing more videos on in the future. And you'll be seeing those drop here in the next few weeks, in the next coming months. But the up and coming areas that you're going to find outside of Jacksonville, when people come to Jacksonville and say, well, is there anything other than, do I have to live in Jacksonville? And the answer is no. We have this area over here, just south of town, is the fastest growing area, one of the fastest growing areas in the United States. This is St. Johns County. And let me outline that. And so you're going to find St. Johns County is pretty much this area here. Okay. That's St. Johns County. St. Johns County, great school system, one of the best school systems in the state, if not the best school system in the state, according to the publications. But inside of St. Johns County, you have lots of opportunities for different areas. Each area of St. Augustine or St. Johns County has its own character and feel, and we'll be doing individual videos on that. The next area I want to bring to your attention is the Clay County area. Okay, another great area for school systems. This is, for the most part, the Clay County area. That's going to be made up of Orange Park, Middleburg, Green Cove Springs. All right. The next area are the Jacksonville Beaches area. This small little area here, Jacksonville Beaches. So folks don't want to live in Jacksonville proper. They want to go out to the beaches. You've got that. And then just north of downtown, let me just do that. Just north of downtown, you have up and coming areas in Yulee. And then if you like historic areas, Fernandina Beach and Amelia Island, more resort living up in this area. So lots of great opportunities for locations that are just outside of Jacksonville, great communities that don't take too long to get to downtown Jacksonville. So a lot of folks that start in Jacksonville may end up in one of those areas, and we'll be dropping videos on all of those areas for you. So hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if this is your first time to the channel, please make sure you hit subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. Love to chat with you. Chris Snow with the Florida Coastal Team. Have a great day. God bless.